Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today is gonna be a different kind of video because we're gonna be talking about something more personal, but for me it's super important and I truly believe that that's the same for many more millennials. So I got into my comfy chair, yeah, and we are going to start our discussion for today, which is going to reveal the myths of basically office jobs. I'm going to actually draw back on my very own experience working in a office from 9 to 5 for about 3 years and tell you all the ugly truth about it, why I personally hate it so much, and how in my opinion it can literally kill a personality. And that's especially if you're a creative or an entrepreneurial personality. You need a lot of freedom and a lot of options to make your own decisions. That's not something that you can do in an office. And of course there are different types of people who like jobs that are more stable, where they can build some kind of relationships with their coworkers and have a more of a permanent job that will not disappear in the future. So for them this might not be as applicable. However, I'm going to concentrate more on the creative type of people, and that's something that most of the millennials nowadays go through. And I'm probably gonna split this video into two parts, because the first one is going to be more of a personal one-to-one discussion with you guys about this topic and get your opinions, your comments, and try to understand if you have been through the same, whether you had the same dilemma or you're going through it now. As many of my friends asked me to do this video and explain why exactly I left a very well-paid full-time job. The second part is going to look at the financials and try to break down why I wasn't satisfied with a very well-paid full-time job in London, and why I was looking and thinking that I'm able to do more somewhere else and try to live a better life in terms of life quality. To reiterate, who is this video actually for? It's for those people who are currently doing their first or second job. Not necessarily for fresh graduates, but more for those who have at least 2 or 3 years of experience and they're also having thoughts such as, I really love what I'm doing. Am I actually looking forward to get up next day and do the same thing? Am I paid enough for what I'm doing? Can I get more at a different place or a different company or even a different field? Are there maybe opportunities of earning an amount that will leave me with the same or even more disposable income in a different place where I will have better life quality, I will have more friends around or even family? So if you ever had all those thoughts, then follow this video and comment below what you are thinking of, what are your opinions about it. I'm really interested to know more about this because I was going through the same and I did my decision, and of course it was one of the hardest decisions I ever took, but I didn't really have friends around who did the same thing. So hopefully I might help someone who is in the same position now, and it's going to make an easier decision with this video. Yeah, so to start, when I was in my second year of full-time job, I was already thinking and having questions to myself such as, is there any point in what I'm doing, and is there something bigger that awaits me after this? I was always thinking, is there any reason to continue working and just growing in the same company and achieving basically a bigger position after 10-15 years, and then what? Don't get me wrong, I was working for a very renowned corporation and I did a couple of rotations in different streams of activity in this company. The company's name is Shell. You probably know about it from my previous videos. So yeah, I was given the opportunity to work for a couple of business activity streams in different departments, and to some extent it was interesting. So every time I was getting something new, I was feeling more motivated, more driven to do this work and to learn new things. However, after a few months, this excitement was slowly going down. This is exactly why at the beginning I said that this video is more for the millennials, because we the millennials are always looking into something more exciting, more new things that could grow you, could give you some new learnings and new experiences, and we're never enough. I felt exactly the same myself, because besides the fact that I was switching jobs and switching departments, I was also getting promoted very quickly at a very fast rate, which is absolutely not something that the company was doing previously, and I was still not feeling satisfied. I'm very interested to know if you guys felt the same in your current jobs. I know for many it's so hard to get one graduate scheme or a different full-time job wherever it could be in the UK, for example, in my case. And still, after getting these jobs, many of my friends, including myself, slowly we became feeling just weird, because we were having this feeling that we were not working on something bigger. What I mean by that is, in some jobs at the start you are required to do lots of repetitive tasks. Thanks God I didn't have this kind of jobs, because I was always asking for more, for different departments, different kind of schemes, anything that is new and is like up on the market for my company basically. But many people do repetitive tasks, and that's pretty destructive if you are a creative personality and if you are looking into founding your own business or just your own kind of small venture, doesn't matter what, even YouTube. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like, comment below. I'm really interested to know if you felt the same, or is it just a few of us who are in that kind of ball? Nevertheless, many of us try different companies as well, besides trying different departments in the same company. I personally tried almost everything in my business basically area. I started actually with a very small internship in tax consultancy in India, because it was a program made by my university and UK, and you could go there for a month and basically exchange some experience with the local businesses. And then I moved on to do a investment banking internship, where at the start I really loved it, but then I realized that this is not something that I would do full time. So why would I invest my time now if I'm not gonna do it for my life, or it's not something that I'm passionate about? Although it's good money, I just knew that I could earn more money per hour by doing something that I like a bit more than just working basically 12 hours a day in a bank and leaving when people already are going to sleep and having no life. Then I also tried management consultancy. I did a very small internship with Deloitte, which was pretty interesting, but the same thing. I wasn't sure if I want to wear a shirt, a suit with a shirt, yes, every single day. This wasn't something very attractive for me. So I still had to wear it in Shell for my first year before I was going through the transition towards digitalization and getting into digital ventures, where since then I never wore a suit, and thanks God for that. This was the best transfer I ever made. Really, when I landed into the digital sphere of work in such an old company like Shell, I was having more fun for sure. And through different roles such as business analyst, project manager, scrum master, product owner, UX UI designer, so all very creative jobs in a ever-changing industry. And that was probably the only thing that made me stay at this company for 3 years, because everything was moving so fast, and I was so keen to learn about all these changes that I was looking forward for my next roles, until one point, and that is when my project ended. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't thrown from the company or from the project, it was just ended, so I had to move on and get another role. And I actually got a promotion. I first time in my life became a manager. Yet the role wasn't really as digital, as fast moving as the previous one, and I was loving it at the start because it was something new for me. I had more responsibilities. I was also transferred to work in the Netherlands where I met very nice people there. Shout out to you guys if you're watching, because I know you do. But yeah, overall, I was having this new role in a different country and I was having a bigger salary, and everyone would ask me, why wouldn't you be just satisfied with that? Just accept it finally. And any other normal person would do, right? I will reveal something that maybe not many people know. Best growth in a company is always happening in your first 3 years or after 3 years of experience. So what does that actually mean? In my case, I already had 3 years of experience. I was growing at a very fast rate until this 3 years finished and I was offered a job for the next 4-year period. This basically means in the next 4 years, I'm only going to do this role until I get my next promotion or my next role somewhere else. This practice is very common to other companies as well. For example, in Shell, I was growing at about 10 to 12% per year in my first 3 years. I was having really great bonuses, and this all is going to go down after 3 years, where you get your actual very well paid role for the next 4 years, and they think that you are sorted basically. That's why many people do all these switches. After a few years of work in one company, they go to another one, and some of them they might even come back. This is a very known practice in IT companies. So that's why at that time I was feeling that I already took everything I could from this company, and I'm super grateful for everything this company has given me. All the people that I've met there, all the roles that I've done, and all the travels and new learnings that I was getting every single day. At that point in time, I was thinking that this is probably over in terms of my personal growth. I don't see another bigger path for me in this company, and I was thinking more of like starting something on my own, living in places where I actually want, not where I'm sent because there is a business trip or a business meeting. That's why I was starting to think about it about 6 months before quitting. Besides that, all the social media was full of this digital nomad thing, with working from the beach or working from anywhere you would ever think of. A very nice villa at the beach somewhere with your friends and just working from your laptop there, making maybe not so much money, but being able to save more, have some more disposable income. Seeing all these videos for even some friends of friends posting in Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, all these vlogs about living in Bali, for example, or Thailand, or Vietnam, or Sri Lanka. It was all so inspiring and so special and so attractive that I just wanted to try it out. At that point, I already saved quite a lot of money. I was already freelancing on my own. I had a couple of projects and I was pretty confident that I can make some good money, at least half of what I was doing at Shell, and be able to live very well in a less expensive country. That is more about my actual journey of how I was thinking about moving on from this 9-to-5 job, and why this was like not very motivating for me to stay there and maybe build something of my own, try new things. However, let's go back into thinking about why 9-to-5 jobs are not so beneficial for creative and entrepreneurial people. One thing that was always going through my mind, especially in my last year of work there, is that I was associating myself with a Mickey Mouse on the wheel and simply waking up at 8 or 7, whatever, going to work at 9, basically going on the wheel and spinning it until the day is over. 5 p.m. you go home, you sleep, and there's basically no point of the actual life in doing that. I know this sounds kind of sad for most of the people. However, this is something that I was feeling like at that time. I was thinking that what's the point of just like doing whatever they tell you or whatever is written in the life agenda that someone said in the past or someone said that this is the right way to do. I mean, imagine if you're a business owner or if you're a creator or an entrepreneur, then you have to do all your things by yourself. You are passionate about what you're doing, so you won't even go to like sleep or you won't finish your work at 5 because you will always think about your business. It's like your baby. How is it doing? Is there anyone competing with you? Is there something better on the market? How you can show up and basically win more customers? So I was really looking forward for this actual drive, like the drive of working for something that you're passionate about, and this was something that was driving my passion for life as well. That's why I believe that 9 to 5 jobs are very destructive for creative and entrepreneurial mindsets. And I'm very interested to know your thoughts, so please comment below. I really am interested to see what you think about it, because there are different opinions on that. There's always a big debate about these jobs. For example, some people think that 9 to 5 jobs, they might help you to kick off your career, which I agree to an extent because it helped me. Some think that these are more stable jobs that will always pay you the checks at the end of the month and you're basically having a very good stable life. Yet for me, another thing that I want to point it out now is that I was always looking at 9 to 5 jobs as something that is paying you by hour. What does it actually mean is that, for example, if you have a daily salary of, let's say, £200 before tax. It doesn't matter what the tax rate is. Let's say that after deducting all the taxes and anything else that you have to pay like national insurance, then you're left with, say, £15 an hour. Besides everything that I just mentioned previously, maybe you think that these are non-argued thoughts, like the one that I was just saying about the rent. For example, this one is quite a big argument because you are actually looking at what you are being paid per hour and understanding your value. So what I was asking myself is, am I really worth 15 or 20 pounds an hour? Are you like sure about it? And I'm gonna tell you that most people will just say no, because that's not what you're worth. I mean, you've been studying for so many years, you've been putting so much work into courses and extracurricular activities, trainings, and that's especially referring to those who are starting in big corporations, to be only paid 15 to 20 pounds an hour. But again, this is very subjective. It's just my opinion, and I'm really interested to know what you think. Because at the end of the day, if you're looking at what you're being paid by hour, you can do very simple multiple jobs that will do the same for you, and you can do them like working somewhere on the island as well. For example, being a photographer, we're doing something on Fiverr like photoshopping, and for very simple works you can just generate more income, get more income streams, and you'll do the same 15 to 20 pounds easily. And then you trade your time for money. So I think your time is valued much more than what you're being paid, and I think you should actually point it out to yourself, take it, understand it, and do something about it. And I know this might sound pretty easy, yet this is probably the most difficult thing to do, and I'm not trying to motivate you to do that, but I am asking you to think about it because it's very important, and I'm pretty sure this will help you as well. It helped me a lot, and if you have any counter thoughts or any other challenges that you're facing at the moment, please comment down below, and let's discuss them in the next series. Until then, I hope you found this video yet unusual but helpful. I hope that you found it maybe motivational, and if you did so, then as usual, please like the video, comment below, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. See you next time.